welcome to the KB Terrace Talk FPL Livestream. It's on a different day. It's at an earlier time. It is 6 p.m. on a Tuesday evening because we've got Gameweek 21 kicking off tonight. Half an hour until the deadline. And because it is an earlier time, it is just me and Phil tonight. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm absolutely fantastic, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. So anybody in the comments, anybody watching, if you have any questions about FPL, get them in and me and Phil will try our best to give out advice and answer your questions. Even if last month I was in the bottom like 3. So
was ya?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like the leaderboard last month was not good for me. It was an absolute stinker of a situation.
Let's hope that's not like Arsenal at the end of the season, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, you didn't have a great FPL last month. You started off strong.
Started confident, and then it just went, no.
You dropped off massively and finished mid-table, I believe. Yeah. So we're going to do things slightly different because of the fact that we got a deadline in half an hour. So we're going to mostly talk right now about Game Week 21. So, Phil, have you made any changes to your team?
Yeah. So last game week, I got 49 points. So I was quite happy because all of my players were pretty much playing on the Sunday. So I went into Sunday with 6 points on my FPL. So I've managed to blag 43 points in just on one game week, one game day essentially. So I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. I have made one change, and I can't remember who I dropped. Oh, I took Minte out. I dropped Minte and I bought in Grealish.
Okay, and I mean, I get it because they're playing Wolves this week, aren't they?
I think Minte might be slightly injured. He's showing orange actually, 25% chance due to a dead leg. So it didn't say that the other day. So I think I've made the wise move by doing that. And obviously Grealish is Grealish, isn't he? You know, since he's been back, he's not been slotting him home necessarily, but he is on his way back up. So I feel as though it was a wise choice to bring him in.
Oh, I'm not 100% sure if I can agree with you actually on the Grealish. I get it. He had a good actual game week 20, but if you're actually looking at his profile as a whole, he has 3 good weeks in 4 good weeks. No, wait. So let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's had 5 good weeks, and then the rest are just 3 points or less, which is not ideal realistically. If you want somebody in your team, I feel like you need to aim for somebody who can get into the double digits. But if they're not going to get into double digits, they can try and aim to get 5 or more points, I feel. So someone,
I mean, he picked up 1 against Forest. He picked up 10 against Brentford. So that's that's something. But they're Wolves. They've got Wolves.
It is Wolves. But then again, Wolves have kind of managed to get a couple of results. They got a result against West Ham, obviously, and
that's not difficult.
Drawing against Man United.
Again, not difficult though, is it? We drew against Man United. Hold on a minute. Let's have a look at the people in the clubs that are in the bottom 4, 5 at the minute. Leeds, they drew with Man United. Forest, they drew with Man United. Wolves, they drew with Man United. What was the score with West Ham? I can't remember. That was early on in the season, wasn't it?
What? Wolves versus West Ham?
No, Man United.
Oh, Man United, Wolves. Oh, Man United, West Ham. So they had a draw, and then
Forest Man United was a draw. Wolves Man United was a draw. Leeds Man United was a draw. What was West Ham and Burnley? Have they played them yet?
I'm not too sure. We got a few comments whilst you're checking that. Hello, my FPL gods. Show me how to get the ultimate amount of points. Well, that is the aim of this show, Roman, is to get that. John saying he's loving the graphics. I gotta say, they do look very nice. The green, fitting in.
Oh no, they've got Burnley tomorrow.
Yeah. John saying evening, and John did. He's saying he did very well. He did. You did. You came third, I believe, in the table this week, John.
Yeah, and they drew against Man United. Drew against West Ham. So Man United have drawn against Leeds, Wolves, Forest, and West Ham, and they're playing Burnley. So surely you've got to be looking at Burnley going, are you going to draw against Man United as well? Because that means the bottom 5 or 6 have all drawn against Man United.
John here. We are not mentioning Anderson.
I don't know why you've dropped him out, John. I'm not very happy with you.
Oh, hey, Phil, John says. I think the first thing we can talk about then is Man United and Chelsea. So they both sacked their managers. So Maresca apparently mutually walked away from it, and Amorim got sacked by Man United. When it comes to FPL, do you feel like it is still try and take a chance on those sort of like players from those two teams, or are you going to avoid because of a new manager, new potential system, maybe even potentially drop in a few players, for instance?
Okay, so I've not got any Man United players in my squad, in my FPL. And I've not for a number of weeks now. And since Amorim going, now I know Man United have got a few injuries as well, a few players out to AFCON and so on and so forth. So for me, it just sounds like a pit of losing easy points that you could be getting with Man United very, very quickly. So for me, I'm looking at Man United going, I would avoid them completely. Chelsea are a different kettle of fish in my eyes, because Chelsea's first team squad is about 523 players. So as far as I'm concerned, doesn't matter whether they've got a manager or not, they're going to play somebody decent and hopefully get some sort of result from their games. To what extreme, I don't know. I think because all the pressure and all the focus is now on Man United as well, I just can't see major points being picked up. And I think the Burnley game is going to prove it. I will either see a draw or Burnley squeezing it right at the end.
Yeah, it's a strange one, especially with the Man United, because you don't know necessarily where certain players are going to play. Because if you're looking at someone like Dorgu, he's been used as a defender, wing back, a winger. Same with Ahmad.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know necessarily where these players are going to play under a new manager. You got to give them players like a Matheus Cunha. You can obviously see playing as a striker or a winger.
Yeah.
But again, like Matheus Cunha was kind of more used in a kind of more centrally kind of position as a second striker, but slightly more out wide. But what formation is Darren Fletcher going to play? If Ollie's coming back, which it sounds like, I don't know why he would want to go back, because he's been there before as a caretaker and then got given the job and then got sacked. So I don't know why Ollie would want to go back. But Sesko as well, because he didn't do well. Is he going to do well under a new manager? Probably not.
The thing is a new manager's got to come in. And I've said this a few times. I've said it on the Thursday show. The problem that you've got with Man United is every part of that club is an ego. The directors are an ego. The chairman is an ego. The fans are an ego. The players themselves individually are all egos. Whoever you get in as a manager has to have one hell of an ego just to control that team. To control that team. And I genuinely do not know who has got either the time, the patience, the experience, the want, or anything to do that with that club at the minute. Massive changes need to happen. A massive ethos change has to happen at that club before anybody steps in and does anything good with the club.
Yes.
Simple as. And whether that is something to do with hierarchy and what needs to happen higher up, I do not know. But that is, for me, fundamentally the reason why I am keeping away from Man United players in my FPL.
Yeah, understandable. I think I might potentially go to Man United players, but I'll probably give it at least a month before I can judge whether it's worth going for them. Like, if there's someone showing some good form or they're keeping regular clean sheets and stuff, then maybe I might. Because this is the thing, I've avoided Man United defenders because they're not very good at keeping clean sheets. But if they can start keeping clean sheets, then I might start looking at the Man United defenders. But we've got some more comments, so let's catch up with it. Pep Empire, Ollie at the wheel, part 2 incoming. John saying, get Steve Bruce up, Man United. He will keep them up just. Phil, want to laugh? I'll give you one free pass to abuse me since I removed Anderson. What's that going to be?
John, I'm not biting. I don't abuse you, mate. I love you to bits. I'm not going to do it. You've took Anderson out. Just understand and just realise that you've made me change my opinion of you, John, just a little bit by taking Anderson
out. Then John's also saying the Chelsea manager is baffling. He'll be sacked in the summer on some whack wage. Mind you, they'll sell a bus stop to finance it, probably because they like selling things to themselves.
Isn't that what I've heard with Man United? Because they've dismissed him, he's still got 18 months left on his contract. So unless somebody else hires him, they've still got to pay him. Right?
They're probably still got to pay him regardless if he gets a new job or not, because that's normally how it is. It's like termination.
Wait for 18 months.
Yeah. Only Man United players is Kuna a push or however you say it. Yeah. It is spelt like that. It's the N and the H is the other way around. There you go. John has played his wild card, which is quite interesting.
You've played your wild card already, John?
Yeah, he's played his wild card already. He's going all in, essentially.
He's after that. He's after that trophy this month, John, isn't he? Eh?
He is.
He's after it. I'm just trying to catch Bushy on the predictions. That's all I'm doing. I'm just slowly climbing up the predictions.
Yeah. In terms of a player in particular on FPL, now I'm pretty sure, do not own this guy, Harry Wilson.
No, I've been looking.
Honest to God, 100% worth considering. So he's 5.8 million. So incredible value for the type of a player that he is, which is like an attacking cam / winger for Fulham. But I was looking at his profile yesterday. So far this season, 6 goals, 6 assists, but 5 of those goals and assists have come since game week 10. So that is basically essentially an average of a goal or an assist every game since game week 10, but he hasn't got it every single game. But it's a good return in 10 weeks. And in terms of run of fixtures, got Chelsea this week, which with a new manager, Fulham might want to try and take advantage of it, or you could get new manager bounce. But I believe it's not technically this new guy who's come from Strasbourg. It'll probably still be the academy manager or whoever it is. So could potentially take advantage there. Then they've got Leeds, Brighton, Man United, Everton, and then finally in game week 26 they've got Man City. So there's a nice little run of games for Fulham. And I think for the price, it's worth a gamble.
I mean, the price is the key thing to that. It's whether six goals, 6 assists in 12 games, fair enough. That's decent if that's how we pan it out. But how is that? Is that consistency with him worth the gamble? If you know what I mean. When there's other players that, you know, could end up scoring a couple of goals in a game for less money. I don't know. I don't know if it's, for me, I don't know if it's worth a gamble or not. I'd rather take a player that's kind of a bit more guaranteed.
Well, the problem is if you're looking at what you're saying, guaranteed points, that kind of falls in the bracket of probably expensive, because you're not going to get necessarily a cheap player who's getting what I'm guessing you're trying to say, which is getting like, I don't know, 7+ points a week, which is like an assist or a goal.
You're probably right. You're probably spending 7 million on a player like that, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Mostly thinking of someone like a Declan Rice or something, which is probably
Bruno G or something.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, if you're taking a gamble at that sort of price, it does free up the funds as well to go and get one of those kind of big name players. Like thinking about the Chelsea scenario, someone who might want to prove a point, Cole Palmer, who would then potentially be the main man, score some goals, be a good one potentially for points. But it's a risk-reward scenario anyway with FPL. We've got a few more comments, and our first major question. One to bench from Thiago, Walter or Enzo. So I'm guessing this is for game week 21. So in terms of games, obviously we've spoken about Chelsea is playing Fulham. Brentford is playing this week Sunderland at home, and then Walter
Leeds.
Yeah. So out of those three, who would you bench? So you're starting to bench in one.
Me personally, Voltemade. I kept Thiago. So we were talking about it last week. Obviously, Thiago slapped 2 home last week. I kept him. He gave me a load of points. I'd actually dropped Voltemade last week and bought in Mateta. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe not the best of moves on that particular game week. But in my eyes, the reason why I've dropped Voltemade is of the big strikers that you have in your squad, he's the least consistent. I mean, you've got Enzo. He's not. Let's not call him consistent, but when he plays, he plays. Thiago's exactly the same. He's had a few quiet weeks, but then bang, he goes and scores 2 last week. I've not seen anything from Voltemade. I've not, has he this season? I know he scored, but has he scored more than 1 goal in a game?
Yes, he has. In one game, which was against Chelsea of all teams.
So in my eyes, I actually dropped Voltemade 2 game weeks ago, and I bought in Mateta in his place. So for me, I would of those 3, I would bench Voltemade.
Yeah. So looking at like Voltemade, he was doing very good when he first came in. He like scored a goal, then blanked. Then I think he scored 3 games in a row. Then went on a little quiet spell. Then he scored another goal. Then blanked for 3 weeks. Then scored 2 against Chelsea, and now he's blanked for 3 weeks. So. Yeah, Voltemade probably makes the most sense in terms of probably benching. Enzo, I think you've got the chance of obviously picking up a point for clean sheet. If they do manage to keep a clean sheet against Fulham, then 2 points for maybe getting defensive contributions, 2 for playing, and he might potentially chip in with a goal or assist. But I would say at a minimum, Enzo, out of all of those, probably would score the most points at a basic level.
Yeah.
And then it's just about goals or assists. Whereas in Thiago Waltemade, you're putting them in the team and hoping they're scoring. Otherwise, it's just a 2-point week, essentially, if they don't score. Absolutely. So, so out of the 2, I would start out of the 3, I'd start Thiago, Enzo, and then probably bench Voltemade. If that I'm forced to have to do that. Or the other situation, if you have got transfer, because the deadline is still got 10 minutes, you could go and transfer out Walter Marday and go and get yourself maybe an Ollie Watkins, because he's similar in terms of price, unless you already happen to own him, Gita. But thank you for the question. We'll catch up with the other one. Is it in? Oh, what? Oh, the trophy is in.
Is it in
Carl's dishwasher?
No one's seen it since it went to Carl.
Yeah, Dan has won it twice, and Luke has won it, and they have never received a trophy. We might have to look at getting a replacement because Carl's gone AWOL a little bit. Wilson's had one good game. I disagree, John. He's had a few good games. Double digits wise, I think it's one game, but as long as you're getting 5 or more points, they certainly add to your score and help you climb the leaderboards. Jacob Murphy is better than Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
If we go back to last season, probably, but I don't know. Don't know about that one.
John agrees. Get rid of the watermelon. Sell watermelon. He is rubbish. Bring back the New Zealand beast. As in Chris Wood.
Well, when he's not injured, yeah, that'd be great. Bring him back. And start him again. That'd be great.
GH is here. I would say avoid making subs this week unless you really need to, and wait until after the FA Cup, because if you bring AI, I'm making no subs. No, wait. So you're not doing anything?
So it look. I don't know whether he's meaning subs or he's meaning transfers.
Yeah,
because I understand why you wouldn't do any transfers, especially with the FA Cup at the weekend. But there is still games this week.
Yeah.
So
got 8 minutes.
You've got to use this week as a game week. You've got to. Yes,
unless you're happy with your team, then obviously you don't necessarily have to make things. But like for instance, I'm happy with my team right now, so I haven't made any transfers, even with an injured Dewsbury Hall sat on the bench. But I'm happy to keep him there because he's cheap. He won't really fall that much down in terms of price whilst being injured.
But he's on about not what was he saying?
Yeah, Ricardo
until after the FA Cup to sell Ricardo Calafiori.
Yeah, so he's not wanted to sell him to this week. He's waiting until after the FA Cup. Maybe he's hoping that Ricardo Calafiori comes back.
Who knows?
Wilson leaving West Ham. Would you take him back, John? No. John is saying no. Is that for FA Cup? Wait, for Newcastle. Why would Newcastle want Callum Wilson? GH with his amazing ball knowledge in chat. They've got a striker. Oh, Tom's in chat. My team this week is printed points. It's simple, isn't it, Tom? You've looked at the fixtures. You've looked at who's ideal. You've looked at who's got what points, and you've picked the best 11. And you're not going to finish in the bottom 3 this week, are you, Tom? Because you were in the bottom 3.
So is Tom's way of doing FPL then looking at pretty much basically what happened the game week before and hoping for the best?
Oh no. He probably is doing something like looking at the fixture, you know, the upcoming fixture list. So there's a table that you can see. I'll grab an old image right here so you can see it on the screen of what he is potentially doing. So I have not got any screenshots loaded up because it was a rush, but it is, where is it? This one right here. So it's something like this. He's looking at this right here, the table.
Right, okay.
Going, oh, look, this team's playing an easy fixture. I'm going to sub in player from that club. And they've got a nice, easy fixture next week, and so forth and so forth.
We kind of do. I wouldn't do that with my whole team, but we kind of do that in general anyway. I mean, I've done it this week with bringing Grealish in because they've got Wolves. I think Everton need to prove themselves at the minute. They've got a point to prove. So, going in against Wolves and battering them and Grealish slapping 2 home. I think I've even, at the minute, although I've got 5 minutes to change my mind, I've actually captained Grealish, funnily enough.
Oh, that is a
Haaland.
serious risk.
Yeah, I've captained him over Haaland because Haaland have got Brighton, and I think they'll beat them, but there's just something that just tells me that Haaland's going to blank again.
So is that a Grealish stay long term, or are you going to end up getting?
No, I think Grealish will stay unless somebody else crops their head up. I mean, my midfield at the minute, I've got Hudson-Odoi, who I've benched because he's potentially not playing tonight. I've got Gravenberch, I've got Bruno G, I've got Semenyo, and I've got Grealish now. Really, apart from Semenyo, they're all generally giving me points. Semenyo's a bit up and down, but they're all generally giving me points. So I kind of brought Grealish in on the ethos that they've got Wolves. He's not done anything massive in a couple of game weeks, so it's probably perfect time for him to show off. There's a risk captaining him, but I feel as though it might pull off. I might pull it off, and yeah. I think John mentioned in the comments earlier about Haaland that he's not really been doing much.
Yeah, Haaland hasn't been doing much. And talking about the comments, let's read out a few more. So we've got John saying about Tom's way is wrong. I mean, to be fair, going by what he scored this week, you could argue that Tom's way is wrong and my way is right. But then, then again, my way is kind of similar to what Tom is talking about, which is looking at some of the fixtures and stuff like that and trying to understand who to transfer in and transfer out. GH is saying, what forfeit we giving Tom? May as well give it to him now. What for not getting manager of the month? John was the guy who was going to come up with the forfeit, I believe, from Friday night show. For Tom, in terms of if he comes top of the table for January or not. So GH, let John decide that one, because we don't want to hear your silly suggestions. Your suggestions will be like, oh, let him go around like with a Liverpool player in his FPL team because Liverpool are the best.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing that makes me laugh about GH is he supports Liverpool. He's never been to a Liverpool game, and he lives probably... I would probably say he probably lives the furthest that you could actually physically get from Anfield.
Yeah. Oh, no, I suppose if he goes up north, but yeah, he is quite
he lives
far
in Dover or somewhere. It could be a bit
Southampton. Watkins is John's captain. I would probably say that is potentially a good choice.
The thing is, they've got Palace though, haven't they?
Yeah.
I know Palace have had a little bit of a dip because I going back to the manager thing, really, I thought Glasner would probably knock it on the head with Palace because they've not been doing that well recently and jump to Man United. But I don't know now. I just, Palace had a good run and then they seem to have dropped off a cliff a little bit. So I don't know. It could be a tough game that though, Villa Palace.
Yes, but to be fair, I think since Palace have lost Richards to injury, that defense has looked a little bit more shaky, and I don't even think they've earned a clean sheet since that injury as well. I think where he scored points, it's because he scored more than anything than like clean sheets and stuff. So. Maybe Palace, maybe Watkins can take advantage of that situation. Then John is saying that it's going to lead to 300 points. I mean, that is a lot of goals from Ollie Watkins. If you're going to get 300 points in FPL this week because of that.
What's the record, Mers, in one game week? What's the most points ever earned in one game week?
This is where Tom is going to just like pluck it out of the air, like the stat that he knows someone who scored like in a double game week with a triple captain or something like that, like a 300 points or something. But GH has got the answer. 226 apparently is what GH is saying. Midfield, Phil, without Anderson, the best midfielder to exist.
John, I never said he was the best midfielder. I said his past playing stats, his past stats and his playing stats are particular. I think it's his pass stats in the final third are the biggest stats of any midfielder in the Premier League. That's
no. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you said best midfielder in the Prem.
Yeah, based on what they're supposed to do as a midfielder.
Okay.
Gameplay.
Not Declan Rice, eh?
No, he's got. Well, the thing is, I think he's got more successful passes in the final third than Declan Rice has. He's way above anybody else at the minute.
Okay. Well, surely if he's got the most successful passes in the final third, he should be getting more assists and more FPL points then.
Yeah, but what you got to remember is Forest aren't slapping goals in, are they?
No, they're not. Bit hot on cold whether you're going to get a result or not for in terms of Forest. But we have now actually passed our deadline now. So all the
Grealish is my captain this week.
Locked in. My captain, and probably a very worthwhile talking subject, is Haaland in some ways, because the problem is with me right now is whether to go with Haaland as captain or not, like each and every week at the moment, because I'm looking at like his stats and I'm going, okay, he started off very strong, a lot of goals in like the first 13 games or something like that, where he was pretty much getting double figures pretty much nearly week in, week out. And now he's just going on this kind of mixed scenario of blanking for about 3 weeks, then doing well, then blanking for a few weeks, then doing well again. And it's like, do I captain him or not? Because of that risk of not captaining him, and it's that week where he actually decides to perform.
I just can't see it against Brighton. And Brighton Van Dam's on, actually. I've just seen his comment crop up. I just can't see it being a massive game for Haaland against Brighton. And that's purely why I'm putting all my eggs in one basket and going straight for Grealish. I just think he'll do really well. I'm not seeing this spark from Haaland at the minute. You know, you can't. Essentially, you're saying is, he scores 2-3 goals in one game week, and then it's another 3 game weeks before you see him again or see him do anything again. You know, if we're going to go down that route, you know, we'll go back to Wilson and say actually he's got a better score and assist record than Haaland does, based on that, on those factors.
Yeah.
You know, I just he's too risky. I've got him in my squad and I'll keep him in my squad, but I'm gonna start passing this captain around a little bit because, you know, I'm just not seeing enough from Haaland to say I'm going to captain him every week. Just can't do it.
In terms of that, in response to that, so hello Bob Dude, hello Dan, Brian fan Dan, how you doing? Even lads, hope everyone is doing okay. GH is saying he has Haaland as captain. I have Haaland as captain for game week.
That means he's gonna blank again. GH has got zero.
Yeah, exactly. GH has cursed me. Brighton fan Dan is saying Haaland to do nothing against us. Drop him, useless. Pep Empire is saying that he's taken Haaland off as captain. So, out of interest, then, yeah, who have you gone with? Haaland is shouting until he plays Brighton and score 5. Oh, hey, Dan. And that's what I'm hoping. And I will ask Pep Empire a question because he's a Man City fan. So, and he's a season ticket holder, so he would see Man City and played the most. So I'll have a question for you in a second. Didn't do anything for FPL. Been at work and forgot all about it, so I will have the points you get. To be fair, you did well in game week 20, so you might do well with the same team. Bob, dude, who knows? Who knows? GH is saying not seen enough from Haaland. Oh, just 19 goals, which is 5 more than second place. But he's shit. But GH, if you're looking at in terms of maybe like last 10 games, he has dried up. Like a lot of those goals.
And GH, wind the shit word back in, because we're not saying he's shit. If I was saying he's shit, I'll drop him completely out of my squad. I'm not saying that. Exactly. I'm just simply saying that you're getting double points with a captain. If he's only getting 4 points on a double point, then what? And I've got someone like Thiago, who Pep Empire has decided to captain this week.
Yep.
Who slapped 2 home last week, could easily slap another 2 home again this week. I mean, I just think there's better options, and for me, I just want to start passing that captaincy around a little bit and see what happens.
Yep. And then Bob Dude's bringing up the score 2-1 at the Amex this year and 2-2 at the Etihad last year. So if Man City can drop points again, that would be helpful for Arsenal, please. And thank you in advance to that. But yeah, so Pep Empire, my question is, do you feel the reason why Haaland has dried up in terms of points, in terms of goals, and then effectively his points for FPL, is because maybe Man City have kind of gone back to the old ways of playing? Because I think at the start of the season, you kind of was playing a more different style of football, which was a bit more quick, off the break, attack fast, which meant Haaland had more room to attack in, and it wasn't like trying to just like get the goals from tap-ins from inside the box. He was actually given the opportunity to run at defenders or break past defenders and have the room to maybe go one-on-one with the goalkeepers, which meant he was scoring more goals. Whereas now it feels like he's having to try and do everything inside the box rather than doing these fast attacks. You've gone back to this slow build-up. And do you think that is kind of why Haaland has dried up a little bit in terms of his goals and affecting his FPL points? Because I'm not too sure if that is the case, because I think from the Man City games I've watched, that feels the same. I don't know, Phil, if you watched any Man City games.
Yeah, I watched a couple of the City games. And I don't know. It feels as though we go back to that comment, I think it was made a few weeks back on the Premier League show, is Man City always seem to play to Haaland. And I just feel as though maybe, like you say, that constant playing to Haaland is now just other teams are getting wind of it. And so they're kind of stopping it. They're kind of, they're getting clued up to it. It's a little bit like Forest last season with their counter-attack play. We did fantastic for the first 10, 15 games, and then the club started realising that was the only way we were playing. And I feel as though that's what's happening with clubs now, is they know that ball's going to go to Haaland. So if they're able to, they'll slap 2 defenders on Haaland and he'll have no chance. And I'm almost feeling as though that's kind of what's happening a little bit there. And that's what's now affecting Haaland from getting those being in the right location, being in the right place, and getting those goals.
Yes, still waiting for him to come back with that. But John's gone off to have his X-ray on his chest. So good luck with that, John. Hope it goes well. Pepper's saying about the front three seems to panic a bit up front, making wrong passes and take shots when pass would lead to a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, quite interesting.
So maybe they're feeling as though they want a bit of pizzazz with their play up front, make it a bit more entertaining. And at that point, they're then losing it. They're not getting what they want from it. Or maybe Haaland's just told somebody else to stay humble, and now it's backfired and slapped him around the face. I don't know, maybe.
And then we've got Van Heck to defend, keep Haaland quiet, but I could be wrong. We could get smashed at the end of the day, but by no means will I be upset if we do get beat. I mean, you'll be it's Man City at the end of the day. I think if you lose, it's not exactly the be end or situation, because like when you're doing predictions, pretty much nearly every week you're going to predict Man City to win at the end of the day. So I think if you lose, it's not the end of the world. But if you win, fantastic. If you get a draw, fantastic, I guess, from Brighton standpoint. But I think another thing we need to talk about, because you obviously mentioned you've got Semenyo. He's obviously potentially going to be having a medical on Thursday. Is that going to be Semenyo out of your team then?
I think the thing is if he has a medical on Thursday and they obviously then wait until after the FA Cup, are they going to play him? You know, if he does are they going to play Semenyo straight away? That's my only concern. And so I've got to kind of play the Semenyo card very, very carefully. So like this game week, after this game week and the next game week, I mean, without giving any hints away, my focus is going to be on my midfield, I feel. And just seeing if I do end up dropping Semenyo, who I can bring in place of him.
Yes.
Based on it might be 2 game weeks before, if he does go to Man City, it might be 2 game weeks before he actually plays.
Yeah, because I don't think I think at the moment there's probably only one transfer in across all the Premier League teams that might be worth a shout in terms of FPL transfers. Brennan Johnson, in my opinion, for Crystal Palace. Yeah. I think that might be worth a gamble. Yeah. I'd have to have a look and see how much he is worth.
So I've got two Palace players in my squad as it is. So.
But I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can't see how much he's worth because obviously it's blocked off because of the teams are updating, ready for game week 21. But he's not going to be that expensive. I think in the region of 6.5 to 7 million, I believe. Because I think that's what he was whilst he was at Spurs, because he was Spurs' top goal scorer as well last season, as Spurs Luke mentioned in one of the group chats.
I'll tell you because I've just opened.
Is that how you want to play FPL, Turbo? You want the 1955 Sports Almanac? Yeah, sadly Marty did burn it, unfortunately. So you won't be able to get the score lines, the goals, the assists, and everything like that for your FPL team. GH has said he's 6.5 million. He thinks.
I'm just having a look, see if I can see. It's not telling me.
Pepper's saying that he drops Semenyo for Rodgers. I mean, that is a good shout.
That's a good shout. That is Rodgers. Yeah, that is a good shout. Yeah, I can't see what Brennan Johnson is. It won't. No, it's not giving it me for whatever reason. Okay.
Now, you weren't here on Friday, so obviously we're in the new month for Manager of the Month. We have obviously had 1 week played, 3 to go. Who are you backing for Manager of the Month? Are you backing yourself again? Do you think you can do it finally? Are you going to make the comeback?
Well, what did I get? I got 49 points last week, which is healthy. Nice, healthy start. Not too in your face like I did last month where I got 90 on my opening game. Am I backing myself? Fuck it. Yeah, of course I'm backing myself, Mers. I back my team every week. I've got to back myself, haven't I? Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's get a go. Course. And like I said, I'm at the minute, I'm kind of, because obviously the chips have all reset now, I'm now thinking to myself, okay, what do I save? When do I save it for? When do I play this card? When do I play that card? So I'm in very much at that early stage again. I'm almost saying that I'm starting my season again, and I'm having a little bit of a, working out who's the best to put where and how to move. So maybe not for me. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows with FPL? Like I say, I could have Captain Grealish. He could slap a 3 home against Wolves on whatever day they're playing, Thursday, and I go flying up that leaderboard again. So I don't know, mate. I'll back myself. Obviously, you got to, but we'll see.
Well, it can easily happen, as witnessed in the previous months so far. I've been top of the table comfortably for many, like August, September, October, and I don't think November I was, but up until the last week I was top of the table, and then I just dropped down, and then somebody else, Cole won it the first 2 months, and then Dan won it the third month. I am top of the table again. I got my place back up there thanks to Thiago with his 17 points, Rice with his 17 points. I was one of the few people that brought in Gabriel after his 15 points against Aston Villa. And I know a few people had wanted to bring him in but forgot to do so. Have you brought in Gabriel again?
No. I've got Timber, but I've benched all my Arsenal and Liverpool players this week. So I've benched Raya, I've benched Timber, and I've benched who else have I benched? I've benched a Liverpool player. I can't.
Gravenberch?
Yeah, and no, Gravenberch is actually playing. He's my only player that's actually playing.
Wow, so you're backing a Liverpool player over an Arsenal player?
Yeah, but only
disgusting.
No, only because my other midfielder, which is Callum Hudson-Odoi, is unlikely to play. So rather than having 2 in midfield, 3 or whatever it is in midfield, I just can't see. The thing is I can't see that game finishing both without conceding goals. I can't see a clean sheet on that game. So for me, goalkeeper and defenders have to take a back seat.
I disagree. I think Arsenal could keep a clean sheet. You got to think back towards the start of the season. Liverpool only managed to beat us at Anfield with a fantastic free kick from Szoboszlai. And I think with the fact that obviously right now as well, they've got like a few players being injured. I'm not 100% sure if Ekitike is going to be playing because he was out over the weekend with an injury. So I don't know whether that's the case. If Ekitike is out, then their attack right now is what? Wirtz?
Yeah.
Chiesa? And what else?
Possibly.
What else? Kasala's away at AFCON and stuff. So I feel confident in this match.
Gakpo.
Oh, yeah. Gakpo played up front, didn't he? GH thinks he's winning Manager of the Month. Yeah, whatever, GH.
I've got more chance of winning than you, mate.
Tom saying, still going on about that 90 points.
Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely, I am. Yeah.
Living the dream he is with those points. Quite happy with the start. All downhill from here. No positivity. No. Come on, Dan.
More positivity, Dan. Come on, keep it going, mate.
Come on. We need you to make sure that GH belongs near the bottom. Yeah, exactly. The bottom. That's why we got to train up our new boy Ben whenever he comes on. Get him making transfers because he is rooted to the bottom of the table because he came in. And if I quickly move this banner, because you can't actually see his points. So low? He is at the bottom there. He got 31 points.
31? It's not
but in the overall leaderboard, he is something like 80 points behind Brighton fan Dan. So he has a long way to go to get ahead of GH.
No, it's 7:30 GH, not 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
I've just seen GH say 8 p.m. down. It's not. It's 7:30.
Yeah. You're getting it all wrong. Getting all wrong, GH.
Unless we changed it last minute.
Then
it is 8 o'clock. No, I stand corrected, GH. It is 8 o'clock. They've pulled it forward because it's on Sky Sports. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled it forward to 8 o'clock. My mistake. Yeah, kickoff is 8. It said 7:30 this morning, so.
Wait, they surely wouldn't have changed it on a day. Surely.
I don't know. I checked this morning. It said 7:30. I thought, oh, that's good. I'll finish a bit earlier today and do FPL and then jump straight on it. Yeah.
Okay. Tom is saying former's temporary, class is permanent, and your class, you're classy in a certain way, but not FPL.
Listen, you're getting a big ego like Bushy, all right?
It's too many Monday night Millers with Bushy. It's rubbing off on you, Tom. It's rubbing off on you. GH is bringing up Brighton fan Dan's mentality. Oh my God, GH. I mean, can we talk about your mentality, GH? You might be overly positive, GH, but you need to tone it down a bit because, you know, the table speaks for itself. The table speaks for itself, GH, right? You're overconfident. You think you're the bee's knees. You're not, GH.
Even I'm above you, mate, and I had a poor week last week.
Exactly. You can be a little bit positive, GH. You're above Bushy. You're above Bushy and you're above Tom.
That's because Bushy's got 3 Man United players in his squad. That's why.
Yeah.
No Man City players.
He's back in that. Sorry, can be on tonight just with work, not finishing until. It's fine, Brighton fan Dan. It's all good. It was an early show. I wasn't expecting many people to come on at the end of the day because of people at work and stuff. And I don't even mind doing a solo show. I can probably talk to myself for an hour. I'll just get Saka to come forward and I'll just have a conversation with him about FPL. He's going to be my GOAT. He's going to score loads of goals. You watch. He's going to get lots of points against Liverpool, even though he's not in my FPL team. But he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He is going to be my man. But I don't think there's much more that we can cover. Obviously, there's the FA Cup this weekend. Then you got game week 22. Then the weekend after. So that would be the 17th of, unless there's a Friday night game, in which case that could be the 16th. But the next show after this will be on the 16th. If you do have any other questions before we go, please make sure to get them in chat, please. And we'll try and address them because, hey, you can even think ahead right now to game week 22 if you really want into. I know GH says, oh, hold off on making transfers and stuff like that because of the FA Cup. There's no harm.
GH, no.
There's no harm. There's no harm at all. Carabao Cup semi-finals midweek next week. Yep.
No one's bothered about Carabao.
Mickey Mouse Cup, as it's also known as. Although I would like Arsenal to win it, but we got to get past Chelsea first.
The Domino's Pizza Cup.
Yeah. So unless we get any more questions, I'll quickly go through the other shows that you can find on the KB Terrace Talk YouTube channel and other socials. So obviously, today is Tuesday, so it's a little bit different. So I normally will say about the first show on the Sunday, but not. We're going to talk about Thursday instead first. So we've got the Thursday night Premier League talk that will be happening on Thursday. So in some ways, on that show, we'll be covering game week 20 and game week 21 in that.
And it's the first show for the new year, isn't it?
Yeah. In fact, it's been quite a few weeks since we last had the show because the last show was pre-Christmas. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a hiatus for it, but we'll be back with a bang. We'll also be covering, obviously, our Mount Rushmores in that as well for the cams. So that is the top 4 greatest cams of all time in the Premier League. You can get involved in the comments as well with that. Then on Sunday, the host of that show is down below right there. If I remove this, it will be even bigger to my side.
We're doing an FA Cup special this weekend as well. Obviously, we're going to talk about the game weeks, and then anything that's happened in the EFL. But we will be doing a bit of an FA Cup special on Sunday as well. So,
yep.
make sure you tune in.
And that comes with a new start time, doesn't it? As well,
Yes.
you said.
New start time as well, 7:00. Bringing it forward an hour because why not? It's Sunday night, and I feel as though everybody that watches the like the 5:30 show, 5:30 game, will come straight out of that and then want to talk about it on my show. So we're dropping that to 7:00 now.
Okay. Is that a new feature where it's 2 hours long? Because I've noticed your last 2 episodes of Sunday service have been like 2 hours.
We are the reason why I'm pulling it to 7 is so very cleverly done. Really, is if I can make it an hour, dead on an hour. What people can do is they can finish watching the 5:30 game on a Sunday, and then if there's an 8:00 game on Sunday, they can squeeze me in between them.
Whoa! Squeeze you between the cheeks.
Squeeze me straight between the cheeks, mate. I love it.
No, there shouldn't be an 8 p.m. game on a Sunday.
They might slap an 8 p.m. game in somewhere.
Potentially, but there's the reasoning for it. And then on Mondays, you have the main feature of the KB Terrace Talk channel, the Monday Night Millers, the biggest show that you will find around on this channel. It has been doing very well recently.
I wonder why that is. Matt Hamshaw out. Tony Stewart out. Yeah, that's the reason.
Yep. But yeah, it's doing very well. So if you are a Rotherham fan or you just want to see stuff about mostly League One in that regards, then obviously make sure to check out that show as well. There's going to be other things like match reactions. I know Brighton fan Dan loves to do his post-match analysis of Brighton games. You can find that as well as other shorts taken from streams and stuff like that. But that is essentially going to be it for me today. Thank you, Phil, for joining me.
No worries, man. It's always a pleasure. Never a chore.
And we'll catch you all in the next stream or video. And also make sure to check out the head-to-head videos as well, which has been a new feature on the KB Terrace Talk. There's already 2 episodes of that already up that were from the weekend. And there should be more hopefully coming in the next few days as well. Thank you and bye-bye. Bye.